Welcome to this space. My name is Reverend Joanna D'Agostino. I'm the senior pastor of this church, Lakewood Congregational Church. But we are hosting this service, this time of celebration of life, of thanksgiving for the life of Cassandra Fear. I want to talk a little bit about what this time is going to be and what it is not going to be as we get started. This is a gathering of people who love Cassandra Fear and who wish that she was still here with us. This is a gathering of people who love the people who love Cassandra and who will remain a part of their support network, of each other's support system, as you go forward into the coming days and months and years of your grief and of your common loss. This is not a service of closure. We sometimes make that mistake of thinking that a funeral puts closure on things. There's no closure to grief. So this is not a time of closing a chapter, to putting an end to the grief that we feel in our common loss. This is not a specifically religious service. We are gathered in a sacred place. We are gathered in a religious place, but this service is a time of storytelling and sharing, a time of music, and a time of being together as community. There are some in this space who might feel a sense of spirituality, a sense of religion, but it really is a place where we can gather to feel the range of human emotions that we might not be able to feel without kind of marking that time and space. It's a place that we can know that we are a part of a bigger story, right? When we gather together in a space like this, we acknowledge that we are not alone. What is this not? This is not a news bit. This isn't a time to get in the know or to share the news. It's not a one thing. There's not a way to name this time that works for everyone. For some people, this will be a time of utter tragedy. For some people, it will be a time of laughter. For some people, it will be a time of just sitting with our memories and feeling a sense of community and connection. There's a lot of emotions in all of it. What this is a gathering of people who love Cassandra Fear. It's a time of storytelling and making music. It's what we call an anchor moment. It's an anchor moment. It's a way that we can mark. We can mark time and we can remember. This is a time that when Cassandra's children look back on what a tragedy this has been, they will remember in some sense that people gathered to remember their mom. This is also going to be a time of eating food. There is a lot of food downstairs. Because some people, when they are grieving and they don't know what to do, the one thing they can do is make some food, right? And so there's food here downstairs. You're welcome to come after the service and eat it and be in fellowship together. I'll also just mention that there are note cards in your program kind of folded in, and those cards are for writing a memory or a feeling or something that you want Cassandra's loved ones and the community to know. And we will put those note cards on the boards downstairs. Is that what they're for? Yeah. When you go downstairs, you'll see boards with clips on them to hang the memories. I'll also note that we are live streaming the service right now, and it will be available to watch later. So if you are watching on live stream, I encourage you to send in a note to the family or to write something down and find a way to get it to them so that they can have your words as well. So in the next while here, we will feel our feelings, right? We are free to pour out hate, to release anger, to face emptiness, and to know that we are not alone in any of it. We are free to laugh and to cry and to remember and to sit here despondent and to write down thoughts. Also, anytime we gather to acknowledge a grief or a loss, we remember the loss that we have had previously in our lives. We gather remembering others we have lost, others we have grieved, and we come here conscious of the frailty of our own existence on earth. And in that, we come to comfort and support one another in this common loss. And so, with that framing, we'll listen to some violin music secondly as we begin.
There are places on every
physicists to talk to your grieving family about the conservation of energy, so they will understand that your energy has not died. You want the physicist to remind your sobbing mother that the first law of thermodynamics is that no energy gets created and none of it gets destroyed. You want your mother to know that all your energy, every vibration, every BTU of heat, every wave of every particle that was her beloved child remains with her in this world. And you want the physicist to tell your weeping father that amid energies of the cosmos, you gave as good as you got. And at one point, you hope that the physicist would step down from the pulpit and walk to your broken-hearted spouse there in the pew and tell him that all the photons that ever bounced off of his face onto yours, all the particles whose paths were interrupted by your smile, by the touch of your hair, hundreds of trillions of particles have raced off like children, their ways forever changed by you. And as your widow rocks in the arms of a loving family, may the physicist let her know that all the photons that ever bounced from you were gathered in the particle detectors that are her eyes. That those photons, created within her constellations of electromagnetically charged neurons whose energy will go on forever. And the physicist will remind the congregation of how much of all our energy is given off as heat. There may be a few fanning themselves with their programs, as he says it. And he will tell them that the warmth that flowed through you in life is still here, still part of all that we are. Even as we who mourn continue the heat of our own lives. And you'll want the physicist to explain that those who love you, that they need not have faith. Indeed, they should not have faith. Because they can measure this. Scientists have measured precisely the conservation of energy and have found it accurate, verifiable, and consistent across space and time. And you can hope your family will examine the evidence and satisfy themselves that the science is sound, and that they'll be comforted to know your energy is still around. According to the law of the conservation of energy, not a bit of you is gone. You're just a little less orderly. Amen.
My sister told me to, of course, picture everybody in my underwear, and now I can't even see that. And I just heard lovely soap in the back. I'm Ashley. I was hearing one of these things kind of broke that dam that was being held back. But I'm Ashley. A lot of you know me. I was the helper, the best friend. I'm the crazy farmer who decided stupidly to buy a farm. And Cassandra, their wife, will tell me how stupid I was all the time for buying the farm and moving an hour away. But I wanna say what I wrote here. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get through everything. So bear with me. How do you talk about somebody that's no longer with you? And how do you cover over a decade of friendship in under a minute? you can't. So all I can say is that ends a life, not a relationship. Cass was a lot of things. Cass was a mother, she was a wife, she was a daughter, a sister, a granddaughter, and a friend. To me, she was my person. Excuse me. Cass was best known as Lakewood's pimp, purveyor of perishable pastries, and geeky good stickers confections. That's probably what all of you remember. If not at her, with her chorus, hey, this is your fault, baby. To me, she was just Cassie. She was filled with love, ambition, boldness, talent, and passion. The joy she brought to so many others with her beautiful tenor, voice, and contagious laughter will be missed. My chickens and I don't miss her on the dates because that's what we used to share omelets with my house chickens. I miss stealing all of her shoes that Jeremy made. I absolutely miss her telling me that I need to live in a bubble. She doesn't say all the time. I'll miss everything about her. Yes, I love you more, because we would go back and forth. Jeremy, Evelyn, Vincent, should you need us, we're there. So, I'm going to stop now.
Hello and welcome. My name is Lisa, and I have been the admin on the Remembrance page, so sure you've heard quite enough of me lately, but it's been a few minutes. I want to tell you about my friendship and the version of Cassie that was the candidate. I met her in 2017 when we did a calendar shoot. We each had our own zombie storyline, and I forget what hers was, but her makeup made it so that it looked like her mouth was stitched shut. So she couldn't speak the entire shoot. Looking back, I'm glad that you get it. I can't imagine the absolute torture it must have been for her. 3 months later, the model gathered here to pick up our calendars. She was in her element, chatting away and being the star of her own show. I loved her confidence, and I started coming by more and more often for a treat on those days when I was really craving with a friend to talk to. When I was creating the logo for my business, I asked her if she'd mind if I gave a nod to her iconic character by creating one of my own. She was all for it, and I'm grateful for the encouragement she always gave me. I worked more during her busy season, which was conveniently my slow season. I suffer from sensory issues, so working for others is really hard. She made it a point to learn what things bothered me, and her and Ginny did what they could to keep me comfortable. I learned how to make all kinds of chocolates, and I loved wrapping bars and making buckeyes. Anytime I messed something up, she'd laugh it off and assured me that she'd done worse recently. Eventually, she trusted me to help her run shop when she went on a trip to India. One thing I learned while working there was that she really made it her business to be a friend and an ally. And I stand before you as a queer member of the LGBT community. We get to live in Louise the day before Easter with the case nearly empty and a wall full of orders, and she'd still make time for everyone that walked in the door. Because the most important thing to her was her community, seeing your face, giving you a hug, and sharing your good story. And that's what many of us are here in our honor today, to tell those stories. I hope you'll all take a moment to share your favorite story about Cassie or for the green cards when we go down to the session. Thank you.
Alright, I'm not good at this either. But the people cry, so it feels silly when I cry through this whole thing. Hold on. I had to print this extra big because I tried to read it off my phone to practice earlier, and my tears made it impossible to read, so I'm going back to what I was trying today. Alright. Cassandra was a light, a force, and an amazing friend. To all of us who were lucky enough to have her as one. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
Thanks. Alright, get it together. Alright. She's an amazing friend to all of us who were lucky enough to have her as one. She was kind, she was funny, she was caring, goofy, talented, and absolutely beautiful inside and out. We shared our stories, our music, recipes, secrets, tears, and immeasurable laughter. She gave me free range and complete trust to make the treats for her shop, even though she was kind of, questioning it at first. And then she also gave my kid a great job and a safe space to be the salt to her as well. I'm sorry, I'm a huge crybaby always. Alright. She made every person she met and spoke to feel special and important. She supported every artist that she could. And it was the best type man you could ever ask for. Once we become friends, oh my goodness, I know that's alright. Once we became friends, there was never a quick pop into the shop. I cannot tell you how many times I had to apologize to my husband, Sean, for disappearing for over 2 hours because I had just stopped in for some sponge candy. Which usually resulted in a call to him with her screaming in the background, like, I'm sorry, I kidnapped your wife. So even though we didn't get to hang out as often these last few years, all the times we did, it was always pure quality. The world has been absolutely robbed of a beautiful soul that would do anything for anyone given the chance. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not angry about it. Because the world desperately needs more people like her in it. So I'm going to leave you with this sentiment. Challenge yourself to be more like Cassie. Be authentically you. Stand up unapologetically for what you believe in. Make the people around you feel seen, heard, and important. Tell everyone that you love them, and do it loudly and often, and even embarrass them a little if you have to. Unfortunately, this taught us all that you never know when the last interaction you're going to have with someone is. So always choose kindness, say we're sorry, give a hug, and don't forget to sprinkle in some humor and chocolate while you're at it.
Good afternoon. I'm Clark Pope, and it's a very sincere privilege to be with Cassandra and the family. I feel that a lot of the themes have been spoken on, so I will edit. For those of you who know me well, I did write it down, so we'll try to keep this under 15 minutes.
That just came out.
This is true. What is it to say is a true force of personality? I mean, after all, we know that we can say all of the things, and today we will feel all of the feels. And I will try to keep this very brief. As mentioned, she was more than just one person, simultaneously the wife, the mother, and the child, the performer, business owner, and friend. I was privileged to meet Jeremy and Cass at the same time, a package of energy and calm. You're taking a few secret as well, myself, which, as most of you know, is a barrel of pure friendliness with a dash or two of complete impatience or stupidity and several doses of sarcasm. So I'm certain you can imagine how well that class went. Put the meat underneath the throat, just do it back. Caps will later tell you that neither one of them knew what to make of me, but they were certain that I was both insane and a possible danger. Just when we were just beginning to build our small food businesses, we would run into each other at the secondhand equipment stores, pop-up markets, and the endless search for direction. Over the next 12 years, I had the privilege to become both friends with the two of them and a mentor and sounding board for the business. From sharing a conference in Michigan, where I kid you not, they taught us to let people use the bathroom so our customers would feel welcome. To hours spent watching the inspectors review her paperwork, I would call sporadically with custom candy requests. Once having her make 240 wafer-thin mints out of several different types of chocolate for a Scotch tasting. For another event, I had them create custom s'mores, different chocolates, different marshmallows, and got to teach her the very long history of how the graham cracker came into being, which we will not discuss in the church. Just last week, I was designing a cocktail for international competition, and they're supposed to focus on local ingredients and local this and local that, and I made it all the way through the cocktail creation and said, now you just gotta call it yes, and have me some candy. So she's truly going to be missed on so many complex levels. And trust me when I say it is a sacrifice on a business. You give up your own holiday celebrations, your standard sleep patterns, you miss many chances to be a strong partner and a steady parent. You create a business and you put things into the world to be judged, and you run as fast as you can to make it happen. Caps is able to make us all a part of that journey. We are better for having taken the ride. We will share our stories and the adventures of what is Cassandra. Of all the reasons to celebrate her, the number one for me is the truth. We believe that we are better together. She's the biggest believer of community, radiated a level of energy that drew people to her, worked to create spaces in which everyone was welcome. She believed and acted on that. Together, my family went to her choir concerts, to the theater, pop-up markets, worked at the shop, and shared so many experiences. I would think I would have met most of you in most of the circles she impacted, yet I know I missed out on meeting her entire circle of movie makers, concert goers, performers, people for whom having spent time with her will forever have had their lives enriched. The times I visit the shop to hear stories of pop-up films, the new artists with items on the wall, the zombie calendar, the use of the sword to teach Girl Scouts and others. How many businesses of their size use their own celebrations to drive customers into other stores? Anniversary scavenger hunts around the neighborhood, pop-up markets in that parking lot. Yes, drove these customers into the candy shop, but highlighted so many other businesses and provided opportunities for people to find new favorite places and artists. The never-ending building of community is an example to us all. And she would defend her community from anyone and everyone. As we all know, she spoke her mind and the chips fell where they fell. Even when it be to members of her different community, she took no smack from anyone. To be fair, cats could talk some smack. That was not a good idea. I did at times find it fun to poke at the bear, but fun in the same way you stand next to a burning bush with a wild cat sitting on your head. You know, if you're not really careful, you're going to get burnt and possibly a trash out. The great irony of the recent pandemic was for her, this was the only time in which she needed to have a mask on. She encouraged everyone to show their true colors and to be their true and authentic self. Everyone was welcome in her shop and to be a part of her circle. But for 2020, but better have your face covered. A few brief observations, bear with me please. E and B, from the day one of your lives, your mother found ways to talk about you. She worked and lived a different rhythm than most mothers, but her passion and love for the tribute was not going to be exceeded by any mother, anywhere. Everyone that visited that shop, sang with her, performed with her, knows who you are and understands how you are truly special. Whether I would drop by the shop, she had a joy to tell of you and the joy of being your mother. The opportunity was never missed to celebrate to others the joy you brought her. Jeremy, my friend, I'm a man of quiet passions and creativity. You provided the truly steady base that allowed cats to have our energy shine so brightly. I will never forget the energy you put into the pictures for my book. I get much comments on the pictures, rarely on the recipes. The color and the texture of the pictures truly tell a story. From one father to another, understand that you're a great father. Nothing I've ever done is harder than being a father. Every day we put our best foot forward. Some days we take big steps. Some days we take steps backwards. You have done well and will continue to do well as a father. Over the past several years, you've given your children, frankly, any of us paying attention, real lessons in what active love looks like. Support your provided half is their need. Having a small business is a strain in a relationship. It is so hard to measure. Just ask my own family. It is never all rainbows, sprinkles, and chocolate, even when the business is rainbows, sprinkles, and chocolate. Your children will continue to grow and understand what a supportive relationship looks like. They will understand how to be that supportive person, and they'll only accept relationships built on that support and love. Even when things are not smoothly, they saw two people who cared for each other and put the work in to be there for each other. Jeremy, I ask that you continue your passions. Play baseball, blow the horns, ride a bike. Continue to show your kids that being an adult is full of joyous opportunities, balanced with the obligations that make those things happen. You're in a different space, one that few will truly understand. But know you are not alone. You serve my friend, and I will be there for you and your family. I'm convinced and know that you are loved, and there are people all around you that will share your best days and your lowest days. You will have days of sadness, and that is okay. Work to hold the best memories of mom. Find your joy and celebrate those days. Know that your mom only wanted the best for you, and she wants you to be happy and to continue to build the community. Remember your mom's love and passion she had and the joy she created. My friends, we are always better together. All fields.
Most memory of Cassandra, she touched the lives of many and reached many of us. Definitely that's what I like to do. I picked a reading from Fahrenheit 451, my very primary. Everyone must leave something behind when they die, my grandfather said. Child, or a book, or a painting, or a house, or a wall built, or a pair of shoes made, or a garden planted. Something your hand touched in some way so your soul has somewhere to go when you die. When people look at that tree or that flower you planted, you're there. It doesn't matter what you do, he said. As long as you change something from the way it was before, you touch it. It is something that's like you while you take your hands away. The difference between the man who cuts lawns and a real gardener is in that touch, he said. The lawn cutter might have all of you even in there. The gardener will be there for a lifetime.
Being polite.
So much like everybody else, I'm not much of a public speaker, but I'm going to do my very best here. If I have to think old school, somewhere with me is a big fruit. I got a million jokes while I sat there, I proceeded to forget every single one of them, so we'll just see how it is. At this point, everything has, everyone is very well covered. Cassandra So to steal a line from my daughter, I got one moment. Give me a moment. I'm going to do some thank you real fast. I apologize. I just want to say thank you to the church that let us do this here, especially to Pastor Joanna and the staff that's helping us out. The sheriffs and the Lakewood Police Department is, you guys seem like a pretty rowdy crowd, so we all the caterers and everyone that brought food, thanks so much. As Joe mentioned, everybody likes to eat, especially when they're stressed and sad, so please, don't eat when you're stressed and sad, so I don't want to take it home. All the people that created things for this, there's some buttons downstairs, I believe, all the photos, the program, the memory card, everybody that contributed anyway, thank you so much for your help. I want to thank everyone for coming, especially the family that traveled great distances and very harrowing conditions yesterday. Your presence here is wonderful, and I hope that everyone gets something out of this. And thank you to everyone who's doing it virtually as well. Thank you to everyone that's sharing your memories, both over here and on the remembrance page and everywhere else. Please continue to share every memory you have, share all the pictures you have. They're all wonderfully meaningful. And then, of course, to the people who specifically helped out to get this going, because if they didn't help me, we would have done nothing, because getting my life together is when it's a little rough. So thanks to Ashley, Aaron, and Lisa, and Lee, your efforts are immeasurably valuable. Thank you. Okay. I'd like to credit my daughter here with one of my favorite words that she's ever created. And I want to spend my time telling you all about the Esther time. I don't intend to talk anymore about the version of Cassandra that you heard here. I'm going to take it back to Cassie. And for those who have been friends for a long time and are family, I hope I can represent some of those old memories and share some of those with people who possibly don't know them. So I'll probably proceed to butcher several family memories, and I apologize for that in advance. We've covered this. Cassandra had a wonderful love of music. That started from a pretty early age, and I think it was like a time. I'm glad you saw the wonderfully sparkly 80s dance costumes. I don't know if I ever got to see any of the videos, but I've seen more than enough of those dance outfits and how adorable that was. And there was even one ill-fated, one ill-fated year every time you be a cheerleader. There are strangely no pictures of that, actually. She found in college, she found in college through one of her professors, the Sweet Adeline organization. She took her to see a concert and fell in love immediately. And as far as I know, she was one of the founding members of the barbershop quartet that was at great Ohio, not Mall. And then I'm sure you all heard ad nauseum. She spent many, many years and countless hours in devotion to the organization, including several trips to international competition, both with the chorus and her quartet, and everyone that cheered her on and rooted for all that was wonderful. And also a sample of that, I'm sure you've seen many videos. This love extended on to go and do as many concerts as possible, and her and Heather going to a free radio station concert, got a chance to be Goalie in there, and we took our kids for their very first concert, which we weren't sure how to see Dark Side of the Moon, which they were pretty good, they had a good time. They had a great time with the leader. Which included was great. It was cover band, obviously, but it had a flying pig and everything, and the kids were kind of okay until the teacher came out, and they had the flying pig, and then they were all in downstairs, and they had ever seen. And so I thought ones that she loved to tell most often. A couple of them were just Gary being dad and chasing her around with a spider that he had killed with a tissue, listening to her screams, and finally cornered her and she backhanded in the face. And friendly routine to throw a fatal cat out the second story window in a game of Sky Kitty. But those particular memories hit home with me because I do the same ridiculous things to my kids, and maybe one day I'll throw a cat out there. Who knows? Who's your soccer? No? Yeah, another one of the family favorites that is called On Repeat, and don't be involved here. The first time Cassandra met her aunts, she decided that she was going to be a dog. And absolutely refused to give up the shtick and proceeded to run around in the park. And I wish I had been there for this. It sounds like a great time, but. And finally, from family stories, her absolute favorite story to tell the last time we were there, apparently it was a little bit gray area there, was the cake and ice cream breakfasts that she would never have when Gary was out of town and pretended he didn't know. But he put off. I'm coming to that on a section that I left leaving off 45 minutes to talk about 38. And then some college memories. This is the internet story. We met at orientation, along with a couple of the other ones in the room here, standing outside of the engineering building. She found me because she liked the Metallica patch on her backpack. And we proceeded to sit, myself, Kirk, and her, in a row. And we decided that Kirk and I should be roommates because we both hated country, so that seemed like a good way to avoid the random draw. But she proceeds to run outside in great excitement and tell Mom that she met this guy. And his name is Jeff. Well, I was saying that I never seen that, so who this Jeff guy was. So, as been done forever, our screen names for each other, which my name on her phone was Jeff, and her name on my phone was Patsy. I introduced her to my grandfather. That's what he swore I said. To which my grandmother smacked him and said, her name is Patsy, you should call her Patsy. So then we part ways after that part ways after the orientation, and it's a couple months until we returned to school. But it wasn't the age of cell phones, so I had no idea how to get a hold of this girl that I had met. Her showed up in the room. It was easy. So, in panic, how do I find her? Because when I'm in the same classes, because you didn't need to choose the first semester. And a little announcement comes out that the college is going to host a mixer dance, I guess. And I think everyone here is well enough to know that a mixer dance sounds like the worst possible thing. But I did it anyway, because just on the off chance that she might be there and I'd get a chance to say hi again, I went to this dance. And they made us backwards dance around to meet other people. So eventually, we did backwards dance, arm in arm, Yankee switching like really weird square dance, I guess. Until I finally made my way over to her. And we finally got a chance to reconnect and share the rooms that we were living in and our phone numbers at the time. And I guess the rest is history, maybe? I don't know. We would spend all of our time together. Even though we were dating other people almost the entire time in college, we were inseparable. And we would put every class together, pass notes, I would walk her home from class on a routine, and one day we walked past the dining hall, and she just looks at me and she's like, I smell like hot dogs. I'm not gonna miss that chance. I smell like hot dogs, do you? And that joke has continued on for years and years. We had Western Civ together, which I sat, I know all of you were surprised, I sat silently in the back of the class, never uttering a word the entire time, with what was supposed to be the worst and hardest instructor you could possibly have, and those seem to be the ones that we best with. I sat silently in the back until one day, I don't remember how we got there, but the professor looks at everyone and asks, all right, can anyone tell me what a eunuch is? No, don't ask right now. But after a few seconds of silence, I proceeded to raise my hand and go into great detail. What a eunuch was, why it existed, how they were made, and the tools with which they were made. So I watched everyone slowly turn around in terror. Finally decided to speak. This is what I decided to speak. And she said, we sat in class in engineering one time, of course, because we shared everything and sat side by side. And one of our friends decided to mess with her, send her some doctored photos of her boyfriend at the time, on top of some lovely young women, to her email in the middle of class, which she decided to open this email.
Oh boy.
In the middle of class. Just screams, oh my God, are you looking at porn? She ran to the front screen and shut down as fast as she possibly could so the teachers wouldn't catch her. This same friend also one day sitting in the cafeteria, his name's Paul, you'll find him, he's here somewhere, and he's really downstairs in front. For the whole week that cats work the dining hall, he sat in one day at the table, just staring straight at her while she was passing on hot dogs. Just waiting for her to look up, and as soon as she did, he took a big drink of fucking Sprite and just proceeded to smile because he could let it run all down the front of her, just dying and everything, trying to keep it together. We had a running gag in college because she so hated vinegar. And for those of you that love the sponge candy, I hope you appreciate all the pain and agony. She wanted to create that sponge candy because she hated vinegar. To the point that I would routinely have to get up and go to another table to eat if I had to use vinegar. But security on it and everyone else, so every time she had to go to the bathroom and go find a little bottle, just set it on the table so she could go out and she came back. We took a trip with the whole family. It was for our cousins, her cousins' weddings. But all of us stopped in New York City to do a little sightseeing. And they will probably never let me pick a hotel again because that was quite a hotel. But we survived. Just a couple memories from that. We had a routine of, hey, it's probably time to brush your teeth and shoot shop. No, you brush my teeth. All right. Go to the bathroom, there's a toothbrush, or a toothpaste on it, and just run out and jump on her and literally brush her teeth while she's in the mouth. And later that trip, we had a bunch of Pop-Tarts in the room. I don't know why I had Pop-Tarts, but at the time, we gave away the box of Pop-Tart tattoo. And I snuck to the bathroom one time with a little Pop-Tart tattoo and put the napkin and a washcloth and all that and snuck out. And she just laid in bed and she went down and just slapped it on her arm. It was delightful Pop-Tart tattoo for the rest of the show. She loved me. Sorry, everyone wants me to tell you a unfortunate story because when we came here to see the church for the first time, the Chinese restaurant we always used to go to, they were on the corner. So I came home with some Chinese food and hadn't really thought about it until I got home. And whenever Cass would get Chinese food, it just became a running gag. She'd open the bag and take everything out and do it in the morning. I don't know, I just smash it as fast as I could. It's still in the bag. To the point that she came to expect that. So if I wasn't around or didn't know she'd take them out, she'd bring it over and set it next to me. So when I brought the food home and opened it up, and those came rolling out of the bag, I got a little sad, and I proceeded to tell the story out loud. And asked her permission if I could smash her fortune piece from now on. So thanks, kid. You're never going to see another old fortune piece. And then just a couple of the kids' favorite memories that they wanted me to relate to you guys. A couple of years ago, they went to Prague, was that last year?
Yes.
Yeah, last year we went to Prague. She had a great time. She got to see all kinds of stuff and people and parades. And she talked nonstop about that. And one of the last things that the Catholic we did, we finally let them have sort of a birthday party, to which she brought some friends. And I got to feel the first half of this, and I took to see a movie where I sat in the car, and I walked in the door with little tickets on my phone, you see 5 days of praise and free roll girls. And the girls came the tickets like, I can't take you away in the car. And they came out and took home and they danced some videos on YouTube of Just Dance, yes, okay. And then Cass took them to a haunted house and spent hours and hours waiting in line, and we had these poor girls effectively held hostage at a haunted house, and they weren't even all that excited about it, and she ended up dropping the 2 other 12-year-olds after midnight, but thankfully the parents were okay with that. Jason, how do you remember Bandit? I don't know if we can talk about that. Owl? Anybody know? So there's a game on the Xbox, I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, called Rubber Band. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But you basically run around and there's mini games and try to beat each other up or throw people off the map or whatever. But just the countless hours of hysterics and laughs that went along with that. And everyone getting all worked up and trying to contain emotions while we're literally throwing other characters off the map. And going to Cedar Point. His ride buddy, and I'm not going to bore you with the story, this is when I'm going to close it here. You set me up, I'm sorry. Everyone take a moment to ask Evelyn about ice machine. Okay. Thank you once again, everyone, for coming. I'm sorry I ran behind, but probably should have timed this, I apologize. I hope everyone got a chance to hear different sides of her. She was, as everyone mentioned, a million different people, and to each person here, she done something different. And I hope you all can take those memories with you and find whatever happiness or sadness or whatever you need. I'm here. I reach out if you need me. I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to be the one that everyone's reaching out. But it's my place to come. So, we'll trip, I guess. Part of me assumed that I would just disappear, and everyone here has made it very clear that that's not an option. And for that, I'm very thankful. Yeah. Because that's it. I can stop now.
Good job. We love you, Jeff.
yoga on the end of my life.
Aw.
As we come to an end to this formal gathering time, this time of storytelling, we're invited to go to the reception, which is downstairs. You can kind of, this is such a maze of a building that I'll kind of say to follow the crowd, but there is an elevator this way that you would take down to the basement level to get to where most of the reception is. There will also be some coffee and cookies and such set up on the first floor, not the basement. So I think it all makes sense as we kind of shuffle out of here. That will be a time, too, of sharing stories and telling each other about what Cassandra meant to you, what Cassie meant to you, and how you hope to continue to show her who she was and the good things about her into the world and what you do. I'll mention quickly that Jeremy said something about when you come to think of stories and you know you have a million of them and then you can't think of any of them, you know that it's hard to think of them all. I'll remind you or say that in grief, our brains and our bodies do real things to cut off memories and to stop us from realizing things the way we maybe normally would. This is the kind of defense that our bodies put us into. And so if you're feeling like you're in a moment, and I'm kind of, in some ways, especially saying this for Evelyn and Vincent, that if you're feeling like you don't remember the things you want to remember the way that you think you should, that will come in time. That sometimes your mind stops you from remembering the things the way you really want to. So I hope that you'll, in telling stories, maybe jog each other's memories, and just spend time together knowing that you're not alone in any of this. And so thank you for being here. Thank you on behalf of the family. Thank you on behalf of Cassie for representing and shining her light into this space. We'll have one more piece of music and then we'll go from this place to the social hall or to the entryway area.
That's awesome. Good start.